STETHS in a very difficult situation here because they made 84 and Manchester in reply they are 54 for 1. 54 for 1. You get the impression that they're going to take it back up the hill with them, but the situation is that irrespective of whoever wins this game, they are still into the semi-final. But States would have wanted to win this game so that they probably would play the second place team in another group. No, Manchester will get to play that second place team in the other group. But my feeling is that if you're to win the Headley Cup, whoever they place in front of you, you are supposed to defeat them to win that cup. And another delivery from Jahid Smith. This doesn't look real at all. 5 overs and 5 maidens. They can't negotiate him at all. And then the young leg spinner, he bowled 4 overs for 22 runs. That's Malik Spence. Stets will have to find. No, I'm at a loss for words. They're still bowling the left arm leg spinner. An inexperienced bowler. 22 or 4 overs. They should try to get some wickets. They can't just be giving free runs to Manchester. This is unbelievable. Apparently the captain doesn't have an idea what is happening around him. So he has one slip. A mid wicket, the mid on. No, it's a backward point, extra cover. It's a left hander who is facing. That is just played into the mid on area. No run accrued. There's a man at square leg, a man on the mid wicket boundary, and a man at mid on. So Manchester just biding their time. Biding their time. Just 85 runs to get, and they are 54 for 1. Good batting indeed. Hall, who opened the innings, just batting steadily, not giving away his wicket. This leg spinner, he'll need experience to perform well in a tight situation, but this will help him to grow. He comes in again to bowl to Hall, and Hall is just tapping that down into the offside to point, and no run. Well fielded to his own bowling. That Spence into the over. Manchester on 54. Just needing 31 runs. But they're taking their time. They're not rushing anything, in as much as I believe they are not planning on coming back tomorrow. It's a 1 inning, 2 day game, but certainly it can be finished today. One would think that this is the only strong opposition that States would have played in this round of the competition. Smith again, first delivery just pushed down. It's pushed on the offside by Right, Orion right, and he now seems to be getting everything right. Can he stay at the crease until Manchester passes the 85 mark that they should get to? Smith is in his Smith is in his sixth over, second ball in that over, and he has not conceded a run. Not conceded a run at all. Probably they should have, when they bowled Silvera, they should have bowled Smith. Silvera had five maidens for 10 runs. Smith again. Down the leg side. Hits the keeper's pads and ricochets back into the offside for the man at gully to pick up. 54 for 1, 31 to go. It is highly unlikely that Manchester would lose this game. First run outside the off stump of the top edge by Right, and it's into the boundary for four. First runs coming off Smith. And this is sixth over. That's more or less a safe shot because the field is in. And it came off the top edge off the pace bowler. There's no third man on the fence. So, no problem. Smith again. Uh, Better length delivery. Just on the back foot, pushing that out into the covers. No run. I spoke to Mr. Barnes, the coach of Manchester, earlier on in the season, and he was wondering if he would have had a strong enough team to challenge for the Headley Cup. But based on what I'm seeing now, he's in a good position. We not taking money if you can't come. We are taking money if you babysit. And then the beginning, we not send them out one way every day. Smith again to bowl to right. Delivers and right is just coming forward and dropping that down into the mid-on area. The end of that over. 58 for 1. Manchester chasing 85. The leg spinner is still back on. That's Spencer. From what I'm seeing out there, it would appear as if STETHS is short on bowlers because 5 overs, 22 runs gone. The leg spinner is not threatening at all. It doesn't appear as if he's going to get a wicket. So this could be all done and dusted. Spence, the leg spinner again. He has mid on, mid off. A man on the deep with mid wicket boundary. Yes, cover, extra cover, point, one slip, backward square leg. And he's not going to trouble Hall with those deliveries. Hall is just biding his time. 2 deliveries gone from Spence's over. His last one was a maiden. None for 22.
Come on. Showing up, then they get pennant, man, they go far. Far. Nothing near, they say you can't bowl. The pennant, they're dead.
This could be a learning experience for the leg spinner Spence. Asked to bowl so many overs in a tight situation. Here he comes again. Short, and that is bang into the covers, but couldn't get past the man there. Had he gone past him, the man at mid off was not going to get anywhere near that. He would have to chase it to the boundary.
Four gone.
Spence again to Hall. Hall is coming forward, pushing that into the square leg region. They go through for a quick single. So Rain right now to face the leg spinner. And if he goes up to him, it's going to go far. That one was just hit back to Spence, who picked it up end of the over. Manchester quite easy going up to the target. 59 for one. Granted, they've taken a number of overs to get there.
Get there.
Looks like about 17 overs. The important thing is that they get to the landmark, and that is 85. And they've played cautiously, they've played good cricket. This game must be a disappointment for the STETHS supporters. 84 all out. Who could imagine that? At least even if they lose to Manchester, they would not have expected to make such a low score. And probably not a good game if they had made 150, because I am not seeing where they're going to get the fifth bowler from.
We're gonna be glad we get to get tomorrow,
Well, if Manchester, if they bat the way they are batting now, they'll get that day off tomorrow because they are not far from that 85. 26 runs.
Oh, Oren.
Checking on the right score is 35. Very good batting. Well stopped in the slips there. That one came off the edge of Hall's bat. Flew down to the slip. Wasn't able to get through, so they didn't get a run. Smith again to Hall. Outside the off stump. Plays at it, misses. Keeper collects.
Notice now my walk and play the ball.
Another unproductive delivery from Simpson. From Smith just played down the pitch by Hall. Not looking to play any rash shots. Just waiting until the right balls come to hit. Stats seem as if they're just going through the motion, just waiting for Manchester to overhaul that 84. Smith again to Hall. Hall pushes that down into the covers. Can't get a single. And the score remains on 5-9 as Manchester they snail along, so to speak. They're not in any hurry at all. Patient, patient batting, and this is the temperament that you need from batters like these two at the crease. All and right. Smith again on the back foot is Hall pushing that into the mid off area. They get no run. End of the over. Seven overs, six maidens, 4 runs. Very economical. This should have been a T20 game, and that figure would have been very outstanding.
Climb.
5 consecutive maidens. Why are they? Why are they persisting with the youngster? He he doesn't seem as if he's going to get a wicket. Try somebody else. The skipper can bowl. I can't imagine why he doesn't want to bowl. Or is it that he's afraid that they're going to cart him all over the park? Probably saving himself for the semi-finals.
Right over here, so dinner.
Orin Wright has done things right. If he goes up, he's going to carry it outside the off stump. That one going away to slip.
Yeah, right. We're not waiting to go there.
Good ball. He was getting ready to drive that one right, but Spence held it back, and he had to just check it.
Shoot that boy.
Lovely shot through mid on, and it's into the boundary for 4. This youngster, right, looks like he has the temperament, he has the technique to be a good batter. I like his style. If you bowl a good ball, he's going to play it on its merit. But if you short or if you're too full, you're going to be dispatched. He went at that one outside the off stump. No connection. Apparently was aiming to go through long off.
Yes, sir. Okay, no problem, sir.
End of the over.
Okay, sir. You know, 63.
7 overs for 23 runs from Spence.
Yes, sir.
63 for
39.
one is Manchester. Certainly, this is going to be all over by the shouting.
Mr. Smith, you have again?
Smith again.
Swap
It's
it
going to
up.
be 8 overs.
Yes.
So far, he has bowled 7 overs, 6 maidens for 4 runs. The batters out there apparently not figuring out what he's bowling, or probably do not want to take any chance.
Yes, sir. Come on, you can have Lucas here, man. I understand the boss, sir. Yeah, yeah, brother, I know.
Outside the off stump, no shot offered
And
by
already, sir.
Hall. That one went through to the keeper, posing no threat actually.
Yeah, I know this, sir.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it has been decided where this Headley Cup final is going to be played, but probably Manchester or STETHS, depending on who. I have not seen the schedule. Well, they, more than likely they've not decided where it's going to be played, but where where you have good venues. If if
Chance enough for you.
if Manchester is into the semi final, I'm not sure where they would want to play that. I probably Mr. Reed Patrick can tell me. So, Mr. Reed, where do you think they would play this semi final if Manchester is in it?
I feel it's a Wolves one Manchester Wolves.
The two best grounds.
It's like
That one played into the mid wicket area by Hall, and they go through for an easy single. Just snailing their way to victory,
God
Manchester.
64 for one.
64 for one, needing 21 runs. 21 runs needed to give Manchester this
No, no,
victory.
no, only, no, only one inning, one inning, one inning. A
This is
quarterfinal,
a one inning game played over 2 days,
if
but
you
it
want
can
to
be
do two,
finished
one
in
day,
one
do
day.
2 days. But if you don't in one day, just do.
So I'm thinking that Manchester they want a rest today. They will not come back for tomorrow.
Marina Uta Nova School. You know, find out finance. Take your number.
Smith is bowling with one slip,
Take your
two
number.
gullies, a mid wicket, a mid on, back a point cover, mid off.
Me, remember say,
I'm not understanding the kind of feel that the Stats captain has set.
all right, no problem. What's the line? Sorry.
Smith again to right, flicking at that down the leg side. No contact made. The keeper collects. Smith has bowled eight. This is his eighth consecutive over. I am thinking that he will not be able to continue after this. He has to take a rest because the pace bowlers have to rest while they do that. For those tuning into Busta Sports Note, you might be asking the question: is Stets going to be out of the competition after this game? Definitely not. They will have to play the winner in another group. So the two teams will go through. The winner of this one will play a second place team in another group, and the States will play the winner of another group. I'm not sure if it is going to be easier, but as I've been saying before, you have to beat whoever is put in front of you if you want to win a championship, and that is exactly what States will have to do to win this Headley Cup. Spence again to Hall. And Hall is sweeping that backward of square. It is running towards the fence. It gets there now. Four more runs. Manchester 4 runs closer to that target of 85. And they've lost only one wicket. 68 for one. So Stets has another chance. They have a semi-final game to play. Now, if they lose that, they are out of this year's Headley Cup. Spence again to Hall. And he's back and trying to force that down the pitch. Couldn't get it past the bowler Spence. Spence in his 8 over, 31 runs, no wicket. That was close. So now we have the pairings. Stets will take on Taki in the one semi-final. Manchester will also play Homewood. No. Is it going to be easier for Stets? Will Stets and Manchester meet again? It is possible they can meet in the final. Spence to Hall. Forward he goes, running it down the pitch to the bowler who collects. So Stets will take on Taki. Uh, I've always been saying that you have to beat whoever is placed in front of you. And if they want to meet Manchester again, they have to beat Taki. Good ball from Spence. But the batter is better at it. He's just coming forward, dropping it in front of him. The keeper comes around, picks up, tosses it to the man at mid on, who relays it to the bowler. So, based on the semi-final pairings, I'm thinking that Manchester could well play uh, Homewood at Steds, and Steds play Homewood at Manchester. That could be the venues, but we're just speculating, and we can't decide where. Issa has the final decision, but those would have been two logical grounds on which to play the semifinals. I am really surprised at how Manchester is looking, because earlier in the season when I spoke to the coach,
Oh, in his
Mr.
break,
Barnes,
in his break,
he,
so.
he was thinking that he is not going to be ready. The team is not going to be ready, but since they are expected to play, he's going to just carry the team and see what happens. And to be easily winning this semi-final game against many time champion Steds, it's an indication that the players are maturing. And he has two very good pace bowlers.
But my mind it break. To tea. So I don't really bowl in it. And I'm about get over
Oh, Smith, yes, I forgot that the break in T would have allowed him to come back to continue beyond the 8 overs. because it would be 8 overs per session, and he didn't bowl eight before the tea interval. Still 68 for one. 68 for one. Manchester replying to Stets' 84 all out. So the semi-final appearance: Stets against Taki and Manchester against Homewood. I I can't visions Manchester losing this game to Stets. Homewood secured their semi-final berth by defeating Mayday by 511 runs. Homewood. Homewood made 563 for it, declared and bowled out Mayday for 52. It happened at Homewood. That took place at Homewood, and you know that the Homewood field is indeed very small.
Yes, sir.
Not many people can believe. Not many people can believe that happened. But if you know the Homewood field, you know it is small. Three players from Homewood, three batters from Homewood making centuries. Romario Salmon 126, Richard Miles 101, and Kevon Manning 110. Three men, three batters made century.
Number 10 batsman.
Unbelievable.
Eight. Number 10.
What will happen when they face Manchester on a bigger field? But you play according to where you are placed. So if they can play Manchester, even at Stets,
So I told him to them. They don't.
where would they play that game?
Manchester, I'll try them out there. Send two teams from Manchester. Let's play
I don't know if they're going to be playing the two semifinals on different days.
Send Manchester States Homewood St. Elizabeth Road.
So I just want to know if both semifinals are going to be played in Manchester. Where would they play them? What at Manchester? And one where?
Now, yeah, Taki. Them are good.
Okay.
But then there, you know, the host semi-final. And
Oh,
Western
you
side would change.
the winner of the group would host the semifinal.
Yeah. That's,
Taki would host theirs against it,
their
and
content. Yeah, their content.
Manchester would host against who now? Okay. So if it were that Taki couldn't host it, then they would probably move the game to Manchester. But since Taki earned the right to host the game against Stets, it will be played at Taki. And Manchester's game against Homewood will be played at Manchester. Well, that's a permutation, but we do not know for sure what will happen.
You know, I'm bold because the runs not there.
So we have a change in bowling from the pavilion end. Captain Tyreek Bryan has decided to come into the attack with just a few runs left for Manchester to get 68 for one, chasing 84.
17.
If my maths is correct, 17 runs to get there. I think the captain bowled the leg spinner for too long. He wasn't penetrating. He wasn't penetrative enough. He gave away 31 runs from his 8 overs in a match of such a low score. Brand full toss not put away by Hall. Probably it surprised him. That is why it wasn't put away. But that's the nature of cricket. Brian again to Hall. Outside the off stump. Brian coming with his foot delivery to Hall. Over the wicket.
Low.
Kept low. Hall played that. Couldn't find the ball at all. Keeper collect. Tariq Brown, the sets captain, the ball to Hall. Short delivery and is on the back foot and they plays it and he misses. The umpire's taking a look. The persistent appeal gets Tariq Brown nowhere. Umpire Brown is having none of it. Brown has to just go back to his mark and do it all over again.
Push out and play ball. Nobody right in front of you.
The umpire is having a word with him.
Nobody right in front of you, man. Man, back. Yeah, man, come up. You like funny? Good ball, any man try to score. When you get the body,
Last ball in the over. No run yet conceded by Brian. And Hall is just coming forward, pushing it into the offside. Brian picks up. Disappointed that he didn't get the nod from the umpire, but he cannot bowl and umpire the game at the same time, so he has to abide by the decision of the umpire. The umpire said not out. That's how it goes. End of that over. A maiden over by Tariq Bryan.
what do you? The play first last weekend. Last out. First ball. So I said that the first ball, the man batting up, but bowling 9 innings, the man out. The last ball. Yeah, play, the man out.
Interesting things can happen in cricket.
We never see that game for real. Never see that. So Lance will play history. First ball, and Lance goes to slow motion, the ball, the ball,
Looks like Giant Smith is coming. Smith is going to be bowling his 10th over. 9 overs. Smith bowled 9 overs, 7 maidens, 5 runs. Here he comes again to bowl to right, and right is on the back foot and just pushing that down on the outside. The bowler goes at it, trickles past him, and the man at mid off, extra cover came around, picked it up, tossed it back to him, and he trudges now to his mark, looking quite weary indeed. Smith to Orion Hall, coming from the main road end. He delivers. Down the leg side, there's an appeal. They probably thought that he got an edge to it. The keeper didn't take it, so we'll never know. That's right. So that was right, the right hander. Hall is the left hand batter. That was on the leg side, and the appeal went up because they thought that he got a nick on it. But it's of no consequence because the umpire did not signal, and the wicketkeeper floored it anyway. Smith again. Oh my goodness. And that went through the legs of the man at gully and into the boundary for four. Right through him. No long barrier, no nothing. He just went down. And it went through him into the boundary. I'm sure Smith is not pleased, in as much as only 9 runs have now been scored off his overs, but
43,
he's,
43 runs.
he's not pleased.
Going on 43.
Orion Wright on 43. Will he be able to make that half century? Not enough runs for him to make a century, but certainly he can get to a half century. Smith again to Wright. And Wright is flicking that through mid wicket, and they go through for an easy single. No fuss, no hurry. Just an easy single to take the score up to 73. 73 for one. All remarking his guard, left handed. That field placing to me is an indication that he's not going to be bowling any in swingers, just away swingers. And that one is flicked high and hard. It's going down to the mid wicket boundary. It doesn't get there. And the cross for. Oh, they got 3 runs in that. It went really high, but never had the legs on it to get into the boundary. But they were able to run three. Score goes up to 76. 9 runs. 9 runs to win. Just losing 1 wicket, Manchester. Orion Wright facing Smith. And he's punching that through the covers. They go for one. Will they come back for the second run? Certainly. Fielder there can't prevent it. And they take the second run. Score goes up to 78. 78 for one. They call for water. It's a water break.
78 with them. Sure. 46 and what you have? Next back 46 have you? Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a brief respite for the STETHS team.
Take it on the
They'll get a break for water, but then they'll not get a break from losing this game.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 18, 19, 23, 24.
Goldbuster Sports bringing you live action in this quarterfinal game from STETHS in Santa Cruz. STETHS against Manchester.
44,
Manchester High School chasing
40, 46.
84 made by STETHS. 84 all out. They are 78 for one. Certainly, only a miracle could stop them from winning this game, Manchester. They are booking their place into that semi-final game. They'll tackle
Therapy, that was
Omod, while STETHS will play Taki.
correct.
There is a possibility that both teams could meet again in the final of the Headley Cup. That would be really interesting. That game, I believe, would be worth miles to go because I do not think that STETHS is going to fall for 84 if they should beat Manchester in that Headley Cup final. But anything is possible. Just have to wait and see what happens.
Some people will take
Coach Carlwright is having a chat with some members of the team.
Everything out there so belong to the team. No make the man and start taking because you know some people not getting it. All right.
I don't think whatever he's telling them will have any effect on this game. They're probably preparing for the next one. Ball 384 made by STETHS. In no way could that have won a quarterfinal game. And they seem to be very much short on bowlers. Five bowlers used so far in this game. Deshaun James, 6 overs, 1 for 17. Adrian Silvera, 5 overs for 10 runs. Jahil Smith, 10 overs, 15 runs, including 6 maidens. Malik Spence, he bowled 8 overs for 31 runs, and the captain Tariq Brand just 1 over, which is a maiden. 78 for 1 Manchester, cruising to victory in this quarterfinal game against STETHS at STETHS in Santa Cruz.
You know, send me over some mess money and I want away from them. No, but we have to talk with them now. Can't come on to the school boy. Yeah, but the team the rest of them now. Well, I call it my school. I tell them. Yeah, I go to the panic compound. We have it. We have some mechanics in them. We have some mechanics. What is it? So you said them out there. I just
So after the water break, Tariq Brand is going to continue and he will be bowling to the Mario Hall, the left hand batter. Tariq Brand coming from the pavilion end.
yeah, make insurance of.
Not sure what the delay is. Oh, Hall is fixing his gloves. So here comes Tariq Brand, the captain of the SETS team, to bowl to the Mario Hall. Outside the off stump. No shot offered by Hall. The keeper collects. No run. Bryan again. Hall is coming forward, playing that into the covers.
Lean over the ball and stop lean back. Your point, sir. No for the ball, man. Come on, D. Over the ball. Keep going.
Tariq Brand keeping things tight, but that is a little bit late. Brand to Hall. Short delivery on the leg stump, pushes that away into the square leg region, and they go through for a single.
Just again. The man say, "I'm not about him when you can." Oh, TV, man. Because I come on and not video, man.
Sometimes my wife will do reverse and right and man I say man so I go there. So 70 79, 79. Good on man. 15,000 dollars fix it. You take all the 15,000 and you just all right. You don't need to ask for it. You just give it. I'm say come on. Say all right. So put me in. Maybe you guys 50,000.
You show money, though. Everyone's already relaxed.
Brian going around the wicket now to bowl to Rain right.
Because you want, I don't know.
Oh, you ain't got to.
So I don't fix it. Because there's a certain amount of money.
That's down the leg side. The
There's a certain amount of money person for each one.
right didn't get any bat on it. The keeper didn't collect, but he stopped it with his pads. End of the over.
That's how it goes. You see, I'm going around it.
79.
But we can't
With six
understand that
runs.
completely back.
6 runs to victory.
Man, let must make him come carry. See me carry. Bola, bola, bola. Which bola? Kevin, bro.
Changing bowling from the northern end, Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown, the new bowler.
Oh, I walk my.
I think they're just giving someone the opportunity to roll his arm over. That one was outside the off stump. Hall had a look at it. Didn't bother him at all. The keeper collected and it's gone back to Brown. Here's Brown again. This game is all over by the shouting and the victory going to Manchester. 6 runs with 9 wickets in hand.
Yeah, 1.5.
This game is a one innings 2-day game, and it is going to be completed in this one day. Manchester will take the victory up the hill. They will play Homewood, and the STETHS will play Taki in the semi-finals. Will STETHS and Manchester meet in the final of the 2025 Headley Cup competition? That question will be answered after the semi-finals. Six runs away from victory in this quarter-final game for Manchester. Brown. That is off the edge. Going behind the Hall. He was opening up to bang that through the offside. He came back on the inside edge of the bat. Went between himself and the stump. Lucky. End of the over. A maiden over. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock, and they have until 6 o'clock. An hour and a minute to score 6 runs. It will soon be finished. Brian again to right. Played down to mid on. Ball relayed back to Brian. Here he comes again. Down the leg side. Hitting the batter's pad and going to a short fine leg position. And no run. Brian again. He's swinging at right is going at that. Apparently he wants to finish it in one blow. Or he missed that totally. Easing that one down to mid on is right. Two deliveries remaining in this over from Brian, and that one is hit high and hard over mid off. 4 runs. 4 runs. And he's gone to 50. Score is now 83. 2 runs needed. Orion Wright. A, a very good performance by Manchester indeed. Nobody expected them to roll over Stets this way. But once you have determination, dedication, and discipline, you can do almost anything in a cricket game. The application was good. They bowled very well and skittled Stets out for 84. I anticipate that this is going to be the last over with 2 runs needed, 83 for one. It is very much likely that this is going to be the last over of this quarterfinal game between Stets and Manchester at Stets here in Santa Cruz. Manchester needing 2 runs to win, overhauling the 84 made by Stets. So it's Brown again. Brown again. They go through for a quick single. They get home. They get home. The score is now leveled. 84 for one, Manchester. Just 1 run is needed.
It's now 84 for one. Score is now level. That's the right. We're going to score when we need to win it. Already not out.
Right to face this delivery, which could be the last.
Shot that already.
And it's gone. Of 4 runs, full delivery. And it was driving that through mid off. And it goes for 4. Manchester, they have taken this quarterfinal game, defeating Stets by 9 wickets. Indeed, a commanding performance by them. And if they continue this way, there is a possibility that they will be in the final. So it is Manchester against Homewood in one semi-final, and the Stets the loser here today in the other semi-final with Taki. Not sure where these semi-finals will be played, but one thing for certain, I think we can look forward to an exciting semi-finals.
We're in round 54. Yes, not out. 54 not out.
So we're in right on made 54 not out, and checking the score for The Mario Hall. He opened the innings and he
26. 26 you have him? Eh? 26 Okay.
so the Mario Hall 26 not out.
We're in 54. Four not out.
Hall was there from the beginning and he ensured that he was able to help carry his team to that 85 target. And they lost one wicket run in injudicious shot from that's Wade, that's Ward, should say. So he actually gifted his wicket. Had he not done that, there's a possibility that they would have won by 10 wickets. But the important thing is that they have won and they are in a semi-final. And also, the Stats team shouldn't lose heart because they too are in the semi-finals. States will now have to, as the footballers are famous for saying, go back to the drawing board. They have to plan their strategies. They have to find a penetrating bowlers. They have not used the pitch to their benefit. As a result, they were not able to get rid of the Manchester batters. They got only one wicket, and they have to go back out in the middle to get some batting done because their batting was really woeful. 84 all out. The coach will have to do some serious work with the batters. But Manchester should be feeling good because I'm not sure if at the start of the season they believe that they would have been in the semi final of this year's Dakar Cup competition. But dedication, hard work, and discipline will get the job done if you are committed. And indeed, they have showed commitment here today. And as a result, they have triumphed over the many times Headley Cup champion St. Elizabeth Technical High School. So that's the situation here from Stets in Santa Cruz. Busta Sports Note was very, very happy to bring you this quarterfinal game between Stets and Manchester High School at Stets in Santa Cruz. And the situation is that Stets, they made 84 all out, and Manchester, they got by that target, losing only one wicket. So Manchester, they are in the semi-finals. They will play Homewood, and Stets will play Taki. So until that time, it's goodbye from Buster Sports Note.